Hello, I'm Nancy Southerland. I'm your instructor for Marketing 3200. This lecture is Chapter 11, Product, Branding, and Packaging Decisions. Students, these are the learning objectives for this chapter. We are discussing the first 4P, the product. Please examine the learning objectives at length with your textbook, Chapter 11 reading. Consumer products are products and services used by people for their personal use. Marketers further classify these products by the way they are used and purchased. Thus, products can be classified as specialty, shopping, convenience, and unsought. Unsought products are products that consumers do not regularly think of buying or do not know about them. Students, explain three components of a product. The three components of a product are customer core value, actual product, and associated services. Secondly, what are the four types of consumer products? They are specialty, shopping, convenience, and unsought. Students, this chapter uses Kellogg's brand as examples. Many students may be familiar with the name Kellogg's with breakfast cereal, but do not know that they have many other products. These product lines are distinctly different from any breakfast cereal and are meant to alert you of the varying product mix of Kellogg's. Product mix is defined as the complete set of all products and services offered by a firm. This is truly an abbreviated version of Kellogg's product mix. The target markets of the different vehicles to the motorcycle are a far cry from Fruit Loops. Please see my enclosed link of Kellogg's assorted breakfast cereals. Students, you should understand that each item is called a stock keeping unit, an SKU, and the category depth is the number of SKUs within a category. It is time again, students, for us to check ourselves. Question 1. What is the difference between product line breadth versus depth? Breadth, sometimes also referred to as variety, represents the number of product lines offered by the firm. Product line depth, in contrast, is the number of categories within a product line. Question 2. Why change product line breadth? To capture new or evolving markets, increase sales, and compete in new venues, address changing market conditions, or meet internal strategic priorities. Question 3. Why change product line depth? To address changing consumer preferences, or preempt competitors while boosting sales, to realign resources. This is a fun slide. I want you to begin by identifying a brand that you recognize primarily by each of these elements. We are going to recognize brands. Students, what makes a brand? URLs. www.ebay.com. eBay is known by this URL. Logos and symbols. Do you recognize Tag Heuer as the worldwide leader for luxury sport watches? Characters. Toucan Sam is the cartoon mascot for Fruit Loops. Slogans. Coca-Cola, real taste and 0 calories is the slogan for Coke Zero. Sound. The Law and Order TV show. I provided the YouTube video of the sound for Law and Order. Students, we will pick a well-established brand, and I want us to provide examples of how the brand provides value. Let us consider eBay. The brand facilitates instant recognition. Consumers are avidly loyal, which reduces competition from other online auctions and reduces expensive marketing ads. The brand is a valuable asset that they protect through copyrights and directly affects their profits. I've also provided Apple wins in the Apple versus Samsung patent lawsuit inside D2L. Please view this video. Thank you. Students, I invited you to examine the multiple companies and their specific brand equity. Brand equity cuts both ways. Customers dislike some brands because of the firm's actions or their negative perceptions. Nike has been the target of many labor activists, which causes some consumers to refuse to purchase or wear Nike products. Students, remember what you've learned about consumer behavior. When consumers recognize a need, they begin with an internal search, during which they consider any brand they already know, and if consumers are not aware of the brand, they simply will not purchase it. Students, how do discount retailers like Target, TJ Maxx, and H&M create value for customers? These retailers offer design products at reduced prices. In some cases, they use well-known designers for their lines of clothing. I provided an H&M link inside of D2L. I ask you to examine. Target teamed up with high fashion designer Jason Wu to create reasonably priced yet very fashionable apparel. Students, what brands have personalities? Both McDonald's and Pepsi have personalities. Consumers develop links between brands and their own identity. Some brands are just not for them. How many of you proudly wear Abercrombie & Fitch clothing? How many of you have never heard of it? How many choose never to wear this brand? How do you perceive this brand's message? They are the makers of men, women's, and children's clothing since 1892. I've provided a link inside of D2L for you to examine. Brand loyalty provides the firm with high value. State Farm has built their brand equity by having loyal customers. Once you've chosen an insurance company or a bank, how likely is it that you would switch? How likely is it that you will switch due to an increase in price? Is it important for the firm to spend a lot of money marketing to you, a loyal customer? Do you pay much attention to the ads or direct mail pieces of the competition? Students, would you leave a store if your particular brand were not in stock? When you order a Sprite in a restaurant and they say all they have is 7-Up, would you say no? Students, how do brands create value for the customer and the firm? Brands facilitate the consumer search process. They are also valuable in a legal sense and can lead to lower marketing costs because the brand and its associations help sell the product. Lastly, brands have real market value as a company asset. Students, what are the components of brand equity? Brand awareness, perceived value, brand associations, and brand loyalty are the components of brand equity. Students, unlike Europe, where store brands such as Tesco, a UK grocery chain, were extremely popular, in the United States few store brands had achieved such status and were often considered inferior to manufacturer national brands. Today, many store brands are well established, such as Kenmore, Charter Club, and President's Choice. Students, I want us to name a firm that uses a corporate or family brand. The Gap does. What about a corporate or product line brand? Kellogg's Corn Flakes is a good example here. What about individual lines? Mr. Clean from Procter & Gamble. Family brands further include Heinz and Del Monte. Detergents are good examples of firms using individual brands. Tide, Bold, Gain, and Surf are examples of such detergents. Students, what are the advantages of a brand extension? The firm can spend less on brand awareness. Further, the positive consumer acceptance will spread to the new product, and a synergy exists between the two products. In the picture above, one might use the Crest toothpaste and the floss together, and you can truly see from the website that State Farm has extended their brand past insurance to include mutual funds and banking products. Students, what are the advantages of a brand extension? The firm can spend less on brand awareness. Further, the positive consumer acceptance will spread to the new product, and a synergy exists between the two products. In the picture above, one might use the Crest toothpaste and the floss together. And you can truly see from the website that State Farm has extended their brand past insurance to include mutual funds and banking products. Students, a brand is only as good as its last extension. Many firms try to take their brands just one more step, only to find the extension hurts rather than helps the parent brand. For example, McDonald's agreed to license a McKids line of clothing, but the line was not as successful as it had hoped it would be. In terms of this slide, what do you think McDonald's did wrong, students? That was not a great fit. The perceptions might not have been of the highest quality, is more than likely where we should be looking. Students, co-branding benefits the participating brands by attracting the consumers of one brand to the others. Here we see Taco Bell and Pizza Hut teaming up together. FedEx and Kinko's is another example of co-branding. The synergy between these two brands helps ensures a successful co-branding effort. Please watch the Wall Street Journal video entitled Zeit Teams Up with Bergdorf Goodman. Now we'll discuss brand licensing. The NBA licenses products like these bobblehead figures of Dallas Mavericks and San Antonio Spurs players to manufacture in exchange for a negotiated fee. Attractive, huh? Students, the product Dawn is now positioned as a detergent and as an air freshener. This is an example of brand repositioning. Can you think of the benefits of brand repositioning? It's time for another assessment for us to check ourselves. What are the differences among manufacturer and private label brands? Manufacturer brands are owned and managed by the manufacturer. The manufacturer develops the merchandise, produces it to ensure its consistent quality, and invests in a marketing program to establish an appealing brand image. In contrast, private label brands are products developed by retailers. Question 2. What is co-branding? Co-branding is the practice of marketing two or more brands together on the same package or promotion, like we discussed earlier, Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. Question 3. What is the difference between brand extension and line extensions? Whereas a brand extension uses the same brand name for a new product that gets introduced into new or the same markets, a line extension is simply an increase of an existing product line by the brand. Question 4. What is brand repositioning? Brand repositioning refers to a strategy in which marketers change a brand's focus to target new markets, or realign the brand's core emphasis with changing market preferences. Remember, we discussed the repositioning of Dawn. Although often overlooked as a marketing tool, packaging helps determine the success of a product. The chapter covers many new packaging innovations, including FlexCan, Daily Gloss, Smart Lids, LeBay Blue, aseptic drink bottles, and Snack and Seal as seen in the ad above with Diet Snapple. In some instances, such as Coca-Cola or Aunt Jemima maple syrup, the package has become synonymous with the brand. Students, what packages are so distinct that it makes the brand successful? Possible answers are Perrier, Altoids, and Tiffany's Turquoise Box. Fuji and Fred are examples of bottled water in unusual bottles. Now we will discuss product labeling. Students, label information is determined by regulations, and labeling rules vary from country to country. Certain terms convey specific meanings such as natural, organic, made in the USA, and products must meet specific tests before placing such terms on their label. Please look at the label of a snack or drink that you may have in your home, students. What information does it provide? How does it support the marketing of this item? I am so very happy to have brought you this lecture on Chapter 11. Please take a few moments and increase your marketing vocabulary in the following slides. Thank you for your diligent work with me. Warmest regards, Nancy Southerland.